So hello there, my name's Simon K. Williams. I had this great question come in which I thought I would jump on a quick video to give you my answer. The question was, how much money have I made from selling online programs? Now, to give a specific answer, from one sales event selling one product, for me personally it was a little over $66,000 US. Now that was sold from stage, and that's perhaps a very different environment to many people. If you're just selling a course online, you may not get so much traction. However, I think the thing I really want to move on to is what I think are the ingredients for that success. And I probably should point out that, of course, many people have made an awful lot more money than that from one event, selling from stage, or indeed via other channels as well. For me, that was sold, I believe that was from LA, Los Angeles, and many other people were on stage at a similar time, a similar event, or same event, and they were smashing it a lot more than I was. Honestly, I was a fairly junior guy compared to some of those big hitters, and they were walking off stage with 300,000 plus, I'm sure. But for what it's worth, I just want to give you my experience, and I want to go on to what I think are the 3 critical ingredients to achieving sales, anything like that. And actually, these ingredients are irrelevant of the medium, and I'll come back to that in a minute. So number 1 is, without a shadow of a doubt, the audience. The quality of the audience is going to have a bigger impact in your ability to sell than any other single component. Now, if you're selling stockings, for example, and you put your message, your advert, your speech, whatever it might be, in front of a group of guys, guess what? How many people are going to buy your product? Not a lot, because the audience doesn't match the product and service you are offering. Okay? And obviously that's a fairly blatant example, but audience is everything. Number 2 is articulation. Your ability to sell will, not surprisingly, have a massive impact in your commercial return. I mean, it makes obvious sense. Okay? Now, I want to point out my background's actually in design. Originally degrees in graphics and packaging design, and then a master's degree in service and product design. So I'm all about design. I love design. It's what I live and breathe to do, and really still today I'm just designing businesses and designing different things, but still all design for me. So I would love to sit here and tell you that it was all about the genius design of the program itself that led to getting a decent income. It wasn't. And I hate to admit that, but that was an important lesson for me to learn. And so I want to pass on that lesson to you. So number 1, audience. Number 2, your ability to sell it, the articulation. And number 3, the asset. So it's AAA. Okay. And the asset, of course, is the package itself, the product, program, the tool that you are selling. Now, if you get those 3 things working well together, you're going to achieve great sales. You're going to get the right message in front of the right audience, the right price point, great package, and you're going to get customers. So that would be my strong tip for you. Focus on those 3 things. There's one additional fourth thing, which is also really, really important. If you really want to maximize your commercial return, your financial return, you absolutely must do this. You need a follow-up service. You can call it an upsell, whatever you want to call it, right? So in the course I was talking about, the example I gave, that was actually selling an ideation course for people to create an iPhone or mobile application. So it's a sort of 12-week course with lessons each week, and there was a book and some handouts and other bits and pieces thrown in to that program. I know I'm pretty proud of that program. It was a really good program. I know we gave a lot of insights about, at the time, a relatively new industry which other people didn't have access to information. So very proud of that. Much later, I sold another program, totally different, for a different business, where I wasn't the author of that product. Okay, so I was just a marketeer, I was just a sales guy, and we were selling that online and only online. And our sales weren't as significant in terms of total revenue in from any particular event, but they did occur over a longer period of time. Now that was for a divorce coaching company, and we were selling a online training course. Okay, now with the first program, the app idea course, we would then go on and sell them application development. So during that course, they would come up with a great idea, and if they wanted to move ahead, we would actually sell them development. We'd actually produce that product for them, and we'd get about somewhere between sort of 65-70% of people would go on and actually do the development of the program with us. And that's honestly really where we made the money. With the latter example, on the divorce course, we would sell that program. I think that took place over 21 days, that's right. We would then sell them into a retreat. Now, of course, not everybody would go for that, and that retreat was in Thailand, or at least most of them. There were also South Africa and a little bit in New Zealand as well. But again, it was that follow-up product or service that really commercialized it. And in both cases, if we had actually given that program away for free, it would still been worthwhile for us because of that follow-up sales. That said, I would definitely not recommend you sell your program for free, not at all. My experience is that people don't really have a high value on things that are very cheap or free, and you're not actually going to attract the right people into programs if you were to do that, even though on paper it might make commercial sense to do so. So, quick summary. Number 1, audience. Work hard to get in front of the right audience for you. Number 2 is articulation. Learn how to sell, be that online or in person or on a podcast or from stage, whatever it may be. It requires some skills, some experience, some dedication. There's things to learn to articulate your story that's going to convert the sales. Number 3, the asset. Of course, the program, the item, the asset itself. Work hard to produce that. If it's something that you can improve over time, do so it constantly gets better. And last but not least, very much not least, do follow it up with a follow-up service. You might want to call that the and next service. Put those 4 things together, and I'm sure you'll have a great commercial success. Okay, so I hope that was of some value to you. Get those 4 things right, I'm sure you'll do really, really well. If this was of value to you, then please don't hit the subscribe button, whatever you do. That would be dreadful if you were to do that. Or, of course, you can check me out on my webpage at expert-velocity.com. That's it from me. Over and out. Hopefully see you on the next one.